Hello everyone! Welcome to this week's Yin Yoga class, which is a special class for your joints. So in terms of joint health, not only does Yin Yoga lend itself to strengthening the tissues around the joints, but also creating more lubrication and improving your flexibility and mobility. Okay, so grab all your props and let's get started. Let's just begin with a lifted spine in a tall, comfortable seat, shoulders onto the back body. As always, we'll begin with a little bit of grounding. You can feel free to close your eyes or not, but if you decide not to, just have a soft gaze out on the floor in front of you so that all the muscles around your eyes and your face, jaw area are completely relaxed. Begin by tuning into the breath, the sounds around you, really just anchoring yourself to the present moment by focusing on your senses. And if this is your first or your beginner Yin Yoga student, then it's a passive practice where almost all the poses are on the ground and you hold them for time, and you really want to tune into the sensation in your body. So where is it coming from? Are you targeting the sensation where the pose is supposed to be? Or are you trying to look more aligned? So in Yin Yoga, it's more about the sensation. And that sensation should never be painful. And on the flip side, you don't want to feel no sensation at all. You want to be in the middle, just comfortable, so that your breath can be relaxed and natural. And just a few more breaths right here, relaxing, already tuning into your mind's eye, the sensations in your body, the parts of your body that are connected to the ground. Your breath, your energy, your life force. And bring your palms together in front of your heart space. Let's just open with a nice cleansing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And release your palms. If you're sitting on a prop, just move it off to the side for now and come into a cross-legged position if that's comfortable for you. If it's not for your knees, you can always place blocks underneath the knees if you feel like you needed some extra support, but just make sure that you lift up tall through your spine. So with the shoulders on the back body, gently just drop your right ear towards your right shoulder and keeping your chin roughly parallel to the ground. You want to feel this into the left side of your neck. And if you would like, without it becoming too intense, just crawl your left fingertips as far as you can over to the left. So from where you are, just begin to turn your face and head towards your right armpit. So now you're more getting into the back of the neck. Cradle your face with your right palm just to help it. Nothing strenuous, come back to center. And you can just hang out here for a moment, maybe take a deep breath. Sitting up tall, let's go to the other side. So dropping your left ear towards your left shoulder. And then you have the option of crawling your right fingertips out to the side, always respecting your body and your limits. Very in tune and aware of your body's edge, as well as your emotional and mental edges as well. Feeling free to exit the pose at any time you like, any pose. Turning your head so your face points toward your left shoulder. Cradling your face to come back up to center. And just lift your chest up to the sky. Inhaling and then exhale round, chin to chest. Just a couple more times. Okay, come onto hands and knees. Next, we're going to get into the ankles as well as the wrists. So from hands and knees, curl your toes under so that the sole of your foot is now facing towards the back of the wall and your heels are pointing towards the sky. And just make sure that your baby toe is connected to the ground. So this toe squat can be pretty intense, and we're going to get into the wrists at the same time to kind of distract ourselves from what's going there. I like to do one wrist at a time, so switching opposite from each side. So I'll show you what I mean. So bring the top of your palm, or the hand, the palm, fingertips pointing towards you and your forearm pointing away from you. Spread your fingers, and then in the right palm, bring the back of the palm down onto the mat so that the face of your hand is pointing actually towards your face, and your forearm is now pointing towards you. So it's opposites. And then you can spread your right fingertips and really monitor the sensations in both wrists, both hands, and your toes. If you feel like you have to bend your elbows on any position, just go ahead. We won't be here too long, just about a minute or so. So try to relax as much as you can. Gradually begin to peel on both hands your wrists towards you. So now that you're stretching a little bit into fingertips on the left hand and the front of the forearm on the right. And then gradually peel all the way off. Just sit back on your heels. If you need a break from the feet, you can go ahead. Just roll your wrists a little bit. All right, let's do it on the other side. So the inside of your wrist is now pointing away from you on the right hand. And if this is too intense, I forgot to mention, you can always just point the fingertips to the side of your mat, either way. And then back of the hand, the left hand, spread through all fingertips and really monitor your sensations. And gradually begin to peel very slowly, stretching into the fingers a little bit, and then all the way off, rolling, if that feels good, into the wrists, just distributing all that strong sensation. Okay, let's ease off of our feet now. And if it might feel good just to point your feet and tap the tops of your feet down onto the mat. That also helps to distribute the sensation. It's pretty strong in those two poses. That's why we don't hold them for as long. Now we're going to get into the opposite movement of the ankle. So I'm going to give you lots of options actually for this one. You can sit back on your heels, and if you feel like on the tops of the feet into the ankle, this is enough sensation for you, just stay right where you are. You can bring the fingertips behind you for more. And even more than that, you can lift the knees off the ground. I find that pose a little bit hard to sit still in, so kind of came up with this way of doing it that's a little more comfortable, but it can also be more intense. So take the variation that's best for you. Bring your knees on top of your blocks on the lowest setting, and then just sit your hips back to the heels. Now really feel into this and see how you feel on the ankles, and you can bring your just elbows onto your shins and relax. Honor your body, respect your body. So whichever variation you're in, everybody just bring your palms back down to the ground and then come back into tabletop on hands and knees, and make any movements that feel good. So it might just be moving, your feet back for a second into that toe squat shape, just moving in the opposite direction. You can roll your feet, point and flex. So from hands and knees, bring your big toes to touch, knees go wide. Sit your hips back to the heels, child's pose. If you like to use a prop underneath the chest, go ahead. You can test it out if you don't even know which you prefer. Some people like it, some people don't. And then slide your arms forward all the way until your forehead comes down onto the mat. So starting to lengthen our poses now. Really make sure you're comfortable, relaxing all the muscles that don't need to be working. If you would like, you can bring your palms together, bending through the elbows until your thumbs come to the back of the head. If your palms were behind your head, just lower them back down. And everybody, in order to lift up, go very slow and just use your arms. It might feel good to straighten through the legs, maybe pressing through the heel. One and then the other. Come and sit, taking a seat. Just gonna fix my pants, my microphone pack. Gonna tug at my pants sometimes. Okay, so for the legs, you're gonna cross your right thigh over top of your left. Now, if this is too intense for the legs, just straighten the left leg like this. So you have a couple options for the legs. And then for your arms, we're gonna come into, and you might need your props. I'm just gonna have them close here. We're gonna come into eagle arms. So bringing your arms about 90 degrees out in front of you, and bringing the right arm underneath the left, wrapping once or twice. So you can forward fold, bringing your elbows either onto your top of your knees or onto a prop. If you extend them out past you, it kind of takes the pressure off your legs a bit. And you can just settle your face down inside your little arm nook. from where you are. Just unwind your arms and then use them to gently help yourself back up. And for whatever counter movement you like, just follow your intuition, but it might feel good to just unbind everything in the opposite way. And in between poses, you can feel free to move. Do any movements that kind of get things moving again. And when you feel ready, left thigh on top of the right, either bending through the right knee or keeping it straight. So whichever variation you did on the first side, just try to replicate that. And then you might like to have your props out in front of you if you did it on the first side, and then arms out in front, 90 degrees or thereabouts. Left arm underneath the right, binding once or twice. And if you feel like your arms are kind of coming apart, you can always grab a strap or a belt just to keep things kind of gathered. And you can lower your face down and just relax. And if the pose ever becomes too intense, you can always come out, take a variation, whatever is best for you. Lift your head up and then unbind your arms, using them to help you come back up. It might feel good to extend the legs, open the chest, and then bend through your knees, drop your knees over to one side and then the other. heels, come onto hands and knees again, and then just lower all the way down onto your tummy. Shimmy over to the right side of your mat, and then bend through your left arm, bringing the arm kind of, I don't want to say in a 90-degree angle. You have to play with it. It might be a little higher, it might be a little lower, but you'll know in a minute when you roll onto your left hip and bring the left cheek onto the mat. So you have a couple options of what you can do with your right arm. You can bring it to the lower back. You can bring it, tent your fingertips in front of you, or you can just have it out, relaxed in front of you. And if you like, you can bend your knees, you can have them straight. I prefer to have them bent, but it really is your practice. So you want to feel the sensation into the left shoulder, into the pectoral, really opening up your wing there. And then get comfortable. Begin to straighten your legs, just rolling back onto your tummy. And to release this, it might feel good just to bring your right palm out in front of you and lower your forehead down, and then bring that left arm alongside your body. All right, shimmy over to the left side of your mat. Bring your right arm out into your wing position and then roll on to your right hip. Right ear, face, spread through your right fingertips. And then place your palm wherever you did the first side of your left arm. Or just wherever it's comfortable, actually. Roll back onto your tummy. And if it felt good the first time, just bring your forehead onto your left palm and extend your right arm back alongside your body. Okay. Coming back up, we're going to roll over onto our backs, but before that, let's set up for supported fish. So bringing your blocks, first block parallel to the front edge of your mat to support your head. Second block parallel to the long edge of your mat, and when you lie down, this block goes in between the shoulder blades. I like to use the meditation pillow, just a little more comfortable. You can use whatever you have at home. And then flipping over, lying down on your back. First prop in between the shoulder blades, second one for the head. And if you like to have a little more into the hips, you can bring your feet together, knees go wide. And if you feel like you need blocks or some sort of support under the knees, don't be shy to use them. Big chest, heart opener. So before coming out, if your knees were wide, just use your palms and let them come back into center, and then extend your feet towards the edges of the mat and let your knees fall in together just for a couple breaths. And then everybody roll over to one side, coming up onto your forearm. And then moving your blocks and lying back down. Keep your blocks somewhere close. We're gonna take one more pose, I really wanted to end this class in a relaxing way. So have your block. Press your feet into the ground and lift your hips up, lowering them back down onto the block or meditation pillow, cushion, bolster. And then you can just place your arms wherever feels comfortable. If you're close to a wall, feel free to just shimmy over and put your legs up the wall. Hi. Hi. That's a good Carol. I know, very urgent. Press into your feet so that you can move the prop off to the side, lowering your hips back down. And bring your arms out into a cactus or a T shape. Drop your knees one more time, each side, one and then the other. And when you feel completely ready, you can extend one leg and then the other. Bringing the shoulders onto the back body, kind of just wiggling all your muscles relaxed, especially into your forehead and your jaw. And right in the middle of the chest. Begin to deepen your breath, filling all the way up with cleansing air, and then reaching your arms overhead, maybe stretching all the way out, and then rolling over to one side for a breath or two. And when you feel ready, just press all the way back up to take a comfortable seat. How do you feel? No matter how you feel, just allow it. Give it space. Let it be. And bring your palms together in front of your heart space. Let's close our class with a chant of Om, inhaling to chant. Om. Thank you so much for practicing Yin Yoga and giving yourself love to take good care of your joints. Thank you so much for practicing. If you enjoyed this class, please subscribe. It helps to support these free classes here on YouTube. And I hope you go off and have a beautiful rest of your day, a beautiful night's sleep, and a beautiful rest of your week ahead. Thank you so much. Namaste.